Oh, there we go. We're live. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I've got my computer down here, so if I look down there, that's what's going on over there. So I'm actually going to close the door because I can do that. I'm pretty sure right now the microphone I'm using is the one inside of this webcam. It's a Logitech, and it seems to work pretty well. So if you guys can't hear me, let me know, and I'll do something about it in the future. I definitely plan on doing more videos on this subject in the future. Grab myself a prop. Okay, so highly doubt anybody's gonna be watching this live, which is great because then I can experiment and do what I want. So, this was one of the books that I recommended as one of the 22. And we did have 3 people get the riddle from that video. And I'm hoping to randomly do that drawing and then get a hold of the person. I should actually do that. Let me see. Hang on. Larry, playing, please. I'll break out. I'll be out soon. One little boy does not like to go to sleep, so he's out there with mommy. Let's see. So like I said, there were actually 3 people that got the answer correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down their YouTube handles and little bitty pieces of paper. And we're going to see who wins. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see. Let's get a pen. Of course, all I have are colored inks. There we go. I need red and green on pink. This will work. Ooh, it's a 7 too. Let's see. So we're gonna go to PVC. And it was video ideas, I believe. Video ideas. Okay. So the correct answer was Revelation, because Revelation has 22 chapters. And I said that at the beginning of the video, I said that the answer is at the end. And I didn't say at the end of what. I'm a little cryptic, I know. But it's at the end of the Bible, 22nd chapter. Let's see. So the people who got this right were King James Bible Believer. There's one. And Anthony C. Okay. And remember, the winner who guessed the riddle correctly will be able to pick one of the books that I showed, one of the 22 books showed on that video, where I posed said riddle. And that includes the books that are in print. And I will give them one of those for free and send it to the address of their designation. And Elwood 21. All right, since there are only 3 people, I'm trying to think if it would be better to see what is the first one to be drawn twice, or if it would be better to have just, you know, whoever gets it gets it. And these are all completely folded up. Oops. I've got no idea which one is which at this point. Whee! There. Okay. Dropped somebody. All right. We'll do the first one to get it twice. Anthony C. So there's 1 point for Anthony. Come on now. All right. 1 point for Anthony. This is just fun. Hope I'm randomizing it enough. Yeah, get back here. All right. And Anthony C. Two. That was fast. I was expecting to get somebody else. I was like, oh, well, this doesn't get to go on any longer. I'm sad. All right, Anthony C. I will be getting a hold of you, or you can get a hold of me. If you're on Facebook, you can message me at the Bible Version Conspiracy page, or you can look me up, Joseph Armstrong. You can contact me many different ways. If you see this video first, I'll try to get a hold of you before that. But if you want to get a hold of me, Bible Version Conspiracy at gmail.com. You guys can get a hold of me there. So, what's this whole thing with Westcott and the Atlantis conspiracy? What is that? And I want to look more at this book. This is the Atlantis Encyclopedia by Frank Joseph. He's got some pretty interesting stuff in there. And Steve Quayle also has some interesting things in his True Legends and Empire Beneath the Ice. I was listening to a video earlier today on the Hollow Earth and stuff like this, and Agartha and things. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm pretty sure that Adventures Unlimited has done a lot of stuff on that, and you know, they're they've got a very conspiracy kind of style. I will say that. I have a few of their books, but they're probably going to be considered more fringy. But anyways, as far as Agartha goes, and as far as Atlantis goes, and things like that, I remember a long time ago I was reading this book, A Testimony Founded Forever, by James Sightler. And it mentions in there 2 things. I'm pretty sure he mentions both of them. First, and he talks about what Westcott believed about Atlantis, but he believed in Atlantis. I'm not sure to what capacity, and I'm not sure, you know, to what extent. I know Helena Blavatsky talked a lot about it. She said that Atlantis is everywhere. We, as Bible-believing Christians, would recognize the legend of Atlantis as being the the pre-diluvian or pre-flood world, with, you know, giants and fallen angel technology and genetic experiments, monstrosities, stuff like this. And the thing about this is that in the Legends of Agartha, this is supposed to be an island that was up in the Mongolian desert, the Gobi, and above the Himalayan mountains. And there was a flood that is wiping out this civilization full of gods and monsters and things and high technology. And what happens is this civilization is driven underground. And a lot of it, to a greater or lesser extent, are and if, yeah, there's nobody watching anyway, so I'll just keep going. To a greater or lesser extent, these beings are supposed to have survived the flood underground. Josephus mentions that the Bible specifically says that everything that was in the dry land died. So I'm not sure if that leaves room for, you know, things going on underground. But I know a lot of the myths and things talk about most of the Native Americans have the same myth of this pre-flood civilization going underground. That's just a lot of stuff, and it's very, very closely and intimately connected with Hinduism and a lot of the mystery schools out there and things like this. This was a video. It was over an hour long. I listened to it during my commute by a guy named Mr. Mythos, and I'm starting a playlist on the Hollow Earth just to have as a reference, because this is a conspiracy channel. And let me bring this around to BF Westcott. There was a guy that was mentioned in this video, French, of course, and it seems like French is a big deal when it comes to high Satanism, and, you know, like not like Anton LaVey nonsense, things beyond Aleister Crowley. And boy, just incredible horrific stuff. But this French guy is learning these different languages from this guy that was from the that area of India. And there were some different languages that he was teaching him that were supposed to have been spoken in Agartha. I forget what the one was called. It started with a V. Anyways, it was probably closely related to Enochian or whatever. But anyways, for those of you that don't have any idea what I'm talking about, I'll try to get into all of this stuff in the future. But for now, let me relate it to the Bible version conspiracy. This guy was supposed to have been the doorway for the Eastern mysteries and stuff like this to make it into the West, but apparently he was deemed unworthy of the honor. So he spent the rest of his life trying to figure out where Agartha is, how to get to it, these different mysteries and things like this. Just obsessed the rest of his life. One of the things that he said later on in his life was that he believed that Agartha, which I would recognize as the pre-flood civilization, full of monsters and hybrids and just everything you can imagine and some things you can't imagine, that this kingdom would reemerge. And this sounds like Revelation to me. That the book of Revelation. That this land, this country or whatever, would reappear when India was taken over by Christianity, which apparently meant Catholicism to him. I got to look into that a little bit further. But it is interesting to note that B.F. Westcott had a son who was a missionary to India. I'm pretty sure it's illegal now. But he had a son who was a missionary to India. And it's a good thing to be a missionary. But if Westcott was connected with the covertly Catholic Oxford school, the Oxford movement, if he was connected with that, then it sounds like he was going along with those lines of westernizing, Catholicizing India, and trying to bring Agartha back. And it's interesting also to note that the 10th manifestation of, what was his name? Vishnu or Shiva, I forget which one. The so-called 10th manifestation of him is supposed to show up in the future and come from Agartha, this underground world. Interesting to note that I know I'm saying that a lot, but it's very interesting. That's where the false prophet's supposed to come from, is underground. A lot of different weird things going on. I'm not sure to what capacity Westcott was involved or to what extent he knew, but I hope in future videos to get into Testimony Founded Forever and dig up a little bit more details on this one. Because when I heard that the idea was to westernize and Catholicize India, that just was like, oh, things started clicking together in my mind. The magnets started jumping. So, anyways, food for thought. I don't want to be too weird conspiracy, hold up in my office here and start weaving all my little webs and stuff like this, but I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention because I think it bears further study. And personally, I think that it is a shame that there's a lot of people that don't have this book yet. It's a lot of original research. It's not your typical King James only book. It's got a lot. It is thick. It is packed, like I said in the video before, of stuff that most people. There are so many copycat books out there. There's so many shallow books out there. Shallow books are good for people who are learning to swim. But once you learn how to swim, this is the deep end right here. There's a few other books on my shelf which I would consider the deep end. It keeps going, and it's like, whoa. So there's a lot of things that we want to bring up in the future. I would like to start doing a longer live stream where I can answer questions off the top of my head and help people out a little more. Give you guys a little bit more information about how you guys can support our mission here, and cardcarryingchristians.com, which is also ours. And there's a whole bunch of videos that I've got to get picked up on from things that you guys wanted to know and things that you guys wanted me to talk about. And I tell you what, under 10 minutes a week in an edited video is just, I can't cover all of it. There's just too much coming up, and it needs to be gotten to because the time is just getting late. Not just talking about because it's 12:20 here, Eastern Standard Time. Christ is coming quick, and it's going to get worse before it gets better, and we should be prepared for it. So, anyways, I'm going to leave it with that. If you guys have any comments, you guys can leave those, I think, down below once this stream is ended. And if you guys do have any further questions for me, like I said, you guys can email me at BibleVersionConspiracy@gmail.com. You can leave comments on any of my videos. I will see them and I will respond. Or you guys can message me at the Bible Version Conspiracy page on Facebook. And I'll try to throw the links for our Patreon, our Buy Me a Coffee, and our Spreadshirt store, so you guys can check out all the different things there. And we have a new design out too, if you guys want to check that out at the Spreadshirt link. So yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video. Looks like we kept it under 20 minutes. Woohoo! Alrighty. Have a good night.